We live. It's the VuPointz. It's the VuPointz show. It's the weekly session. How I sound? How I sound? Y'all hear me? How it sound? How it sound out there?
Yo, you sounding proper, fam.
Brooklyn, you good? You good?
Yes, honey, I am amazing. I cannot wait for the show to start rolling.
What's up? What's up? What's up, people? Welcome to the show. You done know it's all about the VuPointz, and what we say knowledge is power. We are here to entertain the people. We are here to provide knowledge to the masses. We are here every week at 7. Tune in on all networks at VuPointz. If you're watching on YouTube, big up yourself. If you're watching on Twitch, big up yourself. If you're watching on Facebook, big up yourself. If you're watching on Instagram, big up yourself. But if you're watching on Instagram and you want to get a complete visual representation of the VuPointz show, we do recommend that you click the link in our bio, in our profile, and watch the show on either Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. All the links are there, but that's enough of my talking. My name is Ja Wiggs, and let me introduce my co-host. Jada, you there?
I'm here, man. I hope I ain't tripping out, man. Yo, Rogers, make sure you get the thing check out, you know. Yo, Jada, man, we're in the building, and she goes by
the one and only Brooklyn honey, Big Burber. You know I am here.
Brooklyn in the place. What's up, guys? How was your week? How was everybody's week?
Good. It was long, drawn out, and boring. But I always look forward to Wednesdays because Wednesdays stay popping. So let's get it started.
It's all about the show. Jada, what are you saying? How was your week, brother?
Yo, with me it's just baby. Work. We're just trying to get to the next level. That's really it. And that's it, man. Trying to stay sane in the COVID era. But you know, we pushing forward, dog. That's what we on, fam.
Yeah, I know you told me we've been checking in every couple of days. You told me you've been having a hectic week, going from project to project to project. Same with Brooklyn. She's been telling me she's been going from day shift to night shift. The hustle never stops.
Period.
Period. Let it Brooklyn, I like those shades. Brooklyn.
Thank you. And I'm gonna let you guys know where I got these shades from later on down the line, because you know it's all about black businesses today.
That's what I'm saying. It's all about black business today. We got some special guests in the place. We got some questions and comments from the viewers, and we actually got a nice, interesting topic for you today. I'm not gonna release the topic yet for those who are just tuning in today and missed the advertisements. I think we need to start it off with a little vibe. Jada, what are you saying? You think we need to start off with a little vibe?
Give me that vibe, baby. Give me that vibe, man.
You know what? I think it's time for that.
Yo, this one here, it's vibe of the week. We do this every week. It's the vibe that I've been tuning into, tapping into. Or if somebody sent it in and told me this is the vibe they're tapping into and we love it, we're going to run it. So this is the vibe of the week. Let's roll. That ever change? Yeah. That's what we're talking about. That's Ambition. Wale featuring Meek Mill, featuring Ricky Rose, aka Rick Ross. Yo, them tune there. Yo, them tune there will make you go get it. You know what I'm saying? So that track was for my people that, you know, they get out and they're feeling it. They're feeling it in their bones that they gotta get it. That there's more out there, that they want it. You need that kind of music to get you going. You need that North Star. You know what I'm saying? So if you're feeling in that mood to go get it, turn on that track.
That's what I'm talking about. And you know what, Jada? That that vibe fits. That vibe fits with the vibe of the week. That vibe fits with the topic of the week. And just like I was saying earlier, how you had a rough week in terms of how busy project after project. Brooklyn was there, project after project, working shift after shift. It's
Mm-hmm.
all about ambition. We got that ambition to move forward, right? That's what I'm talking about. So shout out to everybody tuning in. I see Soca Sweetness punching in on the Twitch. Big up yourself. Shout out to everybody else tuning in on the Twitch, the YouTube, the Facebook, and shout out to my moms. I see my mom's tuning in as well. Right? So
Ah, mommy.
mommy
Big up
there,
yourself,
you know,
mommy.
mommy have to check in and make sure son do good things, right? So yeah, man, I have to shout out Mom Dukes watching in, right?
Yes.
So Brooklyn, I know there's been bare things going on this week, you know. So I don't even
Yes. A
wanna
lot.
wanna talk the stuff. So I think it's your time, you know. So when we say a year time, you know I say a time for the
Yes, on my time. We have is it doing? Hey everybody, it's the one and only Brooklyn Big Baby, and I am here with Hot Topics. Yeah, so for this one, I'm gonna have to keep my shades on because for the simple fact that the one and only Earl Simmons, aka DMX funeral was this past weekend on April 24th, and I took it in and to be quite honest with you, the way that they sent him off was so beautiful, was so amazing. There was a lot of people that were in attendance, such as Speeds Eve. The list goes on and on. His daughter actually did a tribute to him. She did her own rendition of Slippin', and she went up there and did a tribute to her dad. So I felt that that was really touching. His fiance and his wife actually hugged, and they gave each other their flowers while they were here, I should say, and each other their props and their respect. But the way DMX came in, Dolan, when he made his final lap in New York, because everyone knows he's from Yonkers, when he made his final lap, he came out in a big monster truck that said DMX for life on it. It was so beautiful. His cat was red. It was, and of course the Rough Riders had to come out as well. Oh my God. Sorry guys, it's my internet. I'm so sorry. Wait, can you guys hear me still before I continue?
Nuts.
Can you guys hear me still?
Jar Wiggs, you're on mute. But yeah,
Can
we
you
can
guys hear
hear you.
me?
We hear you, but it's yeah, your internet's
hold on
doing
one
that.
sec. Let me
Your
just take you
internet's
off
doing
and bring you back on one sec. All right, Brooklyn, you can continue now.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Is
go
it
ahead with the
better?
hot topics.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
so
running a little smoother.
so once again, our condolences goes out to his family. We love and we appreciate DMX. He's a legend in the game. We can't say enough about him, but the way that they brought him, they sent him off was amazing. And one thing I can say is when Swiss Beats went up there, he said something that was really real. See, am I pausing again? Because I feel like I am. Am I pausing again?
Yeah, it's going. It's pausing. It's
No.
pausing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Wiggs, you're on mute. You're
I
on
can
mute.
hear you.
Okay, so yeah, it's intermittent, going in and out, but it's all good. I mean, we're gonna push through. We're gonna push through. Keep
Yeah,
going.
just want to big up the viewers. Thanks for tuning in. We're just having a little bit of technical difficulties,
Sorry.
but it's man-made
Hold on one
equipment. That's
second.
how the thing goes. When we're running live shows, that's
Hold
how
on
the
one
thing
second.
goes. If you're tuning
Give
in,
me 1
remember
second,
to
guys.
turn
Hold
up the
on.
volume. No worries. If you see the link, remember to share out the link. It's the weekly session. It's the VuPointz. We here. Right now, we're in the middle of the hot topics.
Yeah, can you guys hear now?
Yeah, we can hear you, and it looks like you're running smooth. Let me just give a big shout
Okay.
out to the Brain Angel that's watching on Instagram. Big up yourself
Hey,
and
Hey, the
Shout out
Braid
for tuning
Angel.
in. The Great
Yes, of
Angel.
course. That's my girl.
Don't play with the Braid
Okay,
Angel.
so
All right, now, Brooklyn, before you get back into the hot topics, I just want to let everybody who's tuning in on the Instagram again be aware that if you want to get the full visual layout of the show, we do recommend that you click the link in the VuPointz profile and check out the show on either Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. We will try to modify the screen throughout the show for the Instagram viewers, but it is preferable that you check out the show on one of the other platforms. And without delay, I think it's time to get back to the hot topics. Brooklyn, you good, baby girl?
yeah, I'm okay.
All right,
So
let's go.
everybody knows that, of course, the legend. If we're gonna talk about one legend, we have to talk about two legends, and they go by the name of Redman and Method Man, honey. Yes, anybody knows Versus was crazy. They brought some dope guests there. Anybody who's a fan of Wu-Tang like I am, they brought out RZA. They brought out Inspector Deck. They also brought out Kelly. They brought out so much different people to bless the stage, and I was so happy that I was able to be a part of that and watch that. Also, Method Man dropped the dime on everybody. Am I like you guys? I can't really like. It's really upsetting now.
Ja Wicks, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yeah, it's your audio seems to be going good, and then after a couple minutes, it seems to be chipping out for some reason. You
Because
wanna
my
you wanna do the
cousins
hot
do
topics in
not
a couple
listen
minutes?
when I told them to everybody to get off the Wi-Fi. No one, everyone. Oh my god, I'm getting frustrated.
No, no
Sorry,
worries,
guys.
no worries. That's
I'm
how it
getting
goes sometimes when we run in
frustrated.
live shows.
Mhm.
We ain't gonna stress. We ain't gonna stress. We live, so that's how it goes when you're running the live shows, right? So we ain't gonna stress. Did you want to do the hot topics right now, or you want to do it after the next segment?
Let's run it after the next segment. Let's run it after the next.
But then
So Wick,
I'll be back. I gotta.
All right,
Sorry, guys. I have to go.
it's
all
all
right, no
good.
problem.
So Wiggs, while going with the biz tip,
All right,
while
people.
going with the
So I
business,
think
man.
we're gonna push on, continue with the show. We're gonna get back to the hot topics when we get the connection sorted out. Again, I want to big up everybody that's tuning in on either Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. Do remember to send out the link. It's all about the weekly show. It's all about the viewpoints. And in tune with today's topic, I think it's time for another segment that we like to call. What's up, everybody? My name is Ja Wiggs, and this is a segment that I like to call Fine Tune Your Business. So every couple days or every week, I like to punch in and answer some questions that I receive from the viewers, or answer some comments and give a little upkeep and up tips to help your business. So a couple days ago, I had a client that said to me, Ja Wiggs, how do you deal with customer complaints? What do you do? You seem to be very patient. How do you deal with customer complaints? So, number one, that's my first answer. You got to be patient. You have to be patient. When you're selling a product or a service, the viewer, the person on the other end, they're expecting high quality, efficient service all the time. So whatever that means to them, if they don't get that at the end of their transaction, you have to look at it from their lens, look at it from where they're coming from first, and realize or understand why they may be upset, right? That's the first thing you got to do. Open your perspective, look at it from a wider view, and try to think about why they may be upset. Another thing you got to do is respond accordingly. If it's something that's written, think of a nice, patient, calm reply. Don't just respond on edge. Bop, 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 bop. Don't be defensive. You know, put a contact information in there. Let's resolve this issue. I'm sorry you had that issue. You know what I mean? Things like that. Take your time. Be patient with the client and respond accordingly. Be patient. Look at it from their lens. There's a lot more tips, but we'll get into that in a future episode. And in relation to today's topic, we're going to get into more business tips in terms of customer service and things like that, right? Again, my name is Ja Wiggs, and that was Fine Tune Your Biz. All
Oh,
right, people, welcome back,
he's back.
Brooklyn. Welcome back, Jada.
So
The
what's up,
show.
Brooklyn? What's up, Brooklyn, baby?
I'm
Yeah,
here.
right. Yeah, right, baby.
The connection
I'm
look
fine.
good now. The connection look good now.
How's the connection? All right. You ready to touch base? What are we doing? Where we going, Wigs? We could go any way with it right now. What you want to do? Talk to me.
Oh, Brooklyn, you want to get back into some of the hot topics?
Let me just hurry up and do the hot topics before my little cousin decides he wants to. He has like all the devices on the Wi-Fi.
Oh,
And then when I went upstairs, he's trying to turn them all off. And I told him, I said, bro, at the end of the
oh,
day,
you
like
said you,
respect.
you said to be
Like
sneaky
it's
with it.
respect. Like I fully said it in front of your mother. Your mother told you to do it. I don't understand why you're being disrespectful. Tell your homeboys to call you on your phone. You're just all I'm asking is for an hour and a half. Like stop it. It's because I don't want my cousin to get real Jamaican in the background. That's the only reason why I never went to his mom. But yeah, come, let's do this before, like I said.
These youths, they can't get away from this internet. They can't get away from this internet.
And that's my
We're,
girl,
we're,
Brooklyn. And that's my
we're
girl.
gonna do an episode about that too. These youths and this technology.
Seriously. He's on the iPad and has 2 phones. Then he has the TV on the internet.
On
Yeah.
wild. All
But
right.
yeah, Brooklyn, let me know what's going on. Let me know what's going on in the
Okay,
biz.
so since if we're talking about pasta, we also have to talk about Spice, Shensia, and Jada Kingdom. Okay, these girls are still going at it, even though a year ago, Shensia and Jada Kingdom, who used to be best friends, are not best friends anymore. They're feuding, and every single time they do shows, for some odd reason, they're going back and forth with each other and stuff like that. Shensia dot tear up, and then she came back and dot to back up Shensia. So everybody wants to know who's the queen of dancehall. Is it Spice, Jada Kingdom, or is it Shensia? To me personally, I think these are amazing, and I just feel like all of them should be together, opposed to not coming together. We need more Black love and more sisters coming together, opposed to trying to do things separately. So my thing is to you two, who would you guys to be the queen of dancehall?
Okay,
Well,
Wigs.
I agree with that. Why can't there be 2 queens of dancehall? Because just like you said, why fight? In a dem time, yeah. It's better for the 2 of them to just take dancehall to a next level together. Why them have to fight for the top? Why the 2
Yo,
of them can't just take the top?
here's what I think. See? Yo, ladies are still the queen. Okay? In my opinion.
No,
In my
that's a given. That's a given.
So ladies are so who's out there and active right now? I think Spice are it still. Shensia, she's coming. She has a lot of industry kind of tracks. She's done the tracks with Tyga, and she's getting it's like when Sean Paul kind of boss. You knew that Beanie and Bounty were the kings of dancehall, but they couldn't get that, that critical, that global international push like he was, because it's all about budgeting and stuff like that behind it, right? So Lady Saw to me, then Spice, and I don't know about Shensia's coming still. She's coming. She needs her stage. She don't have no stage. She don't have no stage performance. She don't have no stage performance. I'm watching her. She can't even do a little wine. Like I'm like, give me a little wine now. Nothing she can do. So yeah, she doesn't really embody the full. She's getting there. She's tough still, but she don't embody the full package of what I need for a dance, the queen of dancer. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So not to say,
I would agree. I would agree I agree 100% that you have to give credit where credit's due. Spice paved the way for Shensia and Jada Kingdom to come and do their thing. It was, if Lady Saw was to give her crown to somebody, I believe it would have to be Spice. I would have to give it to Spice. Like, she has everything. She has the lyrics. She has the when it comes to performing, she's excellent at that. Like nobody can't say that she's not good. Like she's so entertaining. So I would give that to her. And she's a boss too. She's an entrepreneur too. She's doing her thing out there with her makeup line, her hairline, and all that type of stuff. So before we get into the main deal, I just want to talk briefly about Jocelyn Hernandez and Wendy Williams. Jocelyn Hernandez just recently went on Wendy Williams. And as everyone knows, Wendy Williams is the most messiest, if you were to say host, there is that's out there. And believe it or not, Jocelyn Hernandez was actually on the Wendy Williams that she needs to bring Black women and stop down and, you know, give them credit where credit's due. And actually, for the first time ever, I asked Jocelyn Hernandez. Jocelyn so much, and she said to Wendy, at the end of the day, I've grown crazy Jocelyn that you see hip hop Atlanta. I've matured, so you need to give me my credit where it's due and stop being a hater and things of that nature. Then she went in to talk about Wendy and her messy divorce of her husband cheating on her and infidelity and her husband having a child and stuff like that. She didn't like that. So my thing is if you should be able to catch it, and that's the way that it is. But last but not least, you guys already know when it comes to messy, name should be at the top of the list. Mr. Tristan Thompson is now, great basketball player, everything great dad, but for some odd reason he can't seem to keep his thing in his pants because allegedly he made a fool out of Kardashian recently, and a model Sydney Chase came on an interview. She did an interview on No Jumper podcast, and on there she stated that she had sexual relations with Tristan, and she also talked about the fact that they hooked up in January, and when they hooked up, they did some nasty things, and she also said that it was a blue dick, but was it good? So she basically saying that his thing was like this big, but she loved it. To me, I just feel like Tristan needs to know what he wants and needs to understand that he's a grown man now with a family and he needs to settle down. Like all these side hoes, side chicks is not really working, and he stays being messy, but I guess that's something that he wants to do. He thinks he's famous and he's rich, he can do whatever he wants, but whatever is in dark will come to light. So that's what I got for Hot Topics, y'all. I hope you liked it as much as I did. Mwah.
All right, so let me ask you a question, because I don't stay too much in tune to this pop stuff, all this stuff, right? This is the basketball player Tristan Thompson we're talking about, right? All right, so from it's him,
yeah.
From I realize it's him. That guy, me not trust that brethren's judgment a dime, because from him enter the Kardashian circle them, me know say him judgment upon a different level. And when me say different, me no mean better, because from you mix up with them Kardashian there, boy. So no comment on the Tristan.
He got the Kardashian curse. No, but it's called the Kardashian curse.
You know what I mean?
Anybody who messes with them for some reason,
Lamar
it goes
Odom,
downhill.
The rapper guy.
Kanye West.
You know what? I think Tristan Thompson, he kind of been on a downhill spiral as far as like his notoriety in the NBA and stuff like that. Like
that started with Chloe.
Yeah, they're trading him around, and he just kind of gets into scraps in the NBA. But yeah, I don't know. I think he was looking a little fame still. And Chloe looks like a real one still. Like I used to take in the Kardashian years ago. Don't ask me why, but I was taking it in. And I'm saying, yo, Chloe, she coming like a real one still. You know what I mean? Like she really hold things down, and she's more the level-headed one.
Let me jump in, right? Because I get what you're saying there, but remember what they say. Remember they say OJ as she father,
Yeah, yeah, I know. But I heard like did they do the anyways, we're talking about damn Chloe them. Forget Chloe them. But yo, to speak to what you speak to as far as the man them in the league and the side things, and boy, I don't know, man. I don't know if it'll stop. I know like that's another show on its own, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, Tristan, you need some prior youth.
You
And
need
that
more than prayer. You need
and
some
that
holy water.
and
Dash
that and
panini.
that. Yeah.
Dash that. Well, he's
Well,
from Toronto. What do you guys expect? Toronto man, you guys are dirt scrolls sometimes. It's
oh,
okay.
geez. Oh,
No, it's
my.
cool.
Here
It's
we
cool. He's
go.
a
Here
Toronto man. It's okay, guys. It's okay. We don't have to front. It's
The
okay.
I
front
was
He's
and
a
thing Wiggums.
I always attack the things, Sure, I always attack the things, and
I'm
Brooklyn.
telling you.
I always attack the things, and if I that you want to do, then I that you should do, bro.
Adopt me to do, yeah. Yes, everybody. You know I'm here, baby. And you know what time it is? It's time for Talk the Things, baby. Yes, and say my Mountain Giant Church. So I'm gonna keep it short, sweet, and petite, just like myself. So as you guys know, summer is approaching, darling. So this goes out to all the man them and the gal them, and everybody who's talking about hot boy summer or bad girl summer or whatever, bad boss chick summer or whatever the case may be. Let me explain something to you, okay? For those women who want to go out and play the side chick role for this summer, because I know applications were placed in about January and we got through them, and in about June is when you guys start rolling out for the side chicks. My advice to you is to play your position. If your position is to be the side chick, that's what you do. You stay to the side. That means when you see a man on the road with his girl, what do? You don't even acknowledge. You walk past. Wifeys, don't worry about the side chicks because you already know what your position is. You hold the ring, you hold the man, you hold everything. So at the end of the day, your position is to say calm, cool, and collective. We don't get angry at the side chicks because we know what they do. They do all the nasty little things that we don't want to do, and that's fine. But you're not going to come over here and be in this position because you will never play this position. Act accordingly. And lastly, but not girlfriends, you are not a wife as of yet, so please play your position accordingly. You are not a side chick, you are in the middle. You understand? Some of you guys went from side chicks to now you are the girlfriend, and hopefully you will be the wife. Won't happen. But for the girlfriends, play your position correctly. Do not, and I mean do not go out there flaunting your stuff and doing all these type of things, or go out there if you just had a breakup and deciding you want to sleep with this man and that man, because you have to remember that when those bodies start adding up, that man is not going to want you to be the main chick at all or be the wife at all, because he's watching what you're doing. What you guys, all three of you guys, what you guys fail to understand is the summer is the trial run to see how you act. If you act out of line, if you act out of pocket, or if you act accordingly. So from me to you, know what you want to do, boo-boo, because I know that I'm a wife. You understand? And I play the wifely roles very well. You understand? From the washing the clothes to cooking to all the massage, all these type of things, rub the head, and both heads. But you already know, you understand what I mean? I play my position correctly. And I became a wife because I knew how to play my position. I was never a side chick, will never be a side chick. But I'm just giving you guys the heads up. So that's what it is for Talk the Things. You already know it's in my Mountain Giant Church, and it will never, ever Giant Church as long as B Honey is here. Yeah.
Well,
Wake up. Hold on, wake up. Where you find that? Where you find her?
yo, them say if the things need for talk, a one girl you have to call on a Brooklyn 120.
Listen, you guys are men, and you guys know, your playing days. I'm not talking about now. I don't want to get you guys in trouble and have you guys sleeping on the couch tonight. I'm not going to be involved in any of that drama. But I know you guys know that when you guys had your playing days back, before, you had side chicks and they knew their role and their position. Meaning when you see the woman on the roadside, like, you can't be texting me and saying babe, babe, boo, honey. That's not in a side chick's application when you filled it out. That wasn't there. You
Yeah,
understand
but
what I mean?
here what
Girls
happens.
know their role. I know the
Here
role.
what Here what happens though. A lot of the emotions and the feelings get involved, and then the jealousy and the envy piece kicks in, and in the subconscious, and before they know, they want that spot. So it's no, you're gonna marry me, or you're gonna give me my youth, or you're gonna give me whatever, or I'm calling her and I'm dunning you. You know what I mean? Like those are some of the pieces that come out in like the
Yeah,
worst, in the more aggressive situations. But that's what eventually happens. Overdue time, feelings, emotions, and they want it. They want it. They want you to themselves.
But
yeah,
if you have a what my thing is when guys decide that you want to be with one girl for the rest of your life, or maybe not, whatever, for a very long time, why is it that you guys cannot explain to the side chicks wagwan, like let them know? Because some of these girls come on into, they do podcasts and interviews and say that, the man never told them, like they made them feel this type of way, this, that, second and third. Obviously the man's gonna buy you stuff and do a 1-2, but why is it that sometimes you guys don't let these females know their position? Like, let them know, you can't be disrespecting my girl, you're not going to be calling my phone, you're not going to be
well,
doing any of
well, from what I hear from people, because I don't really have no personal experience in the matter, but from what I hear from people is that these fellas do let these other people know that, hey, you know what I mean? I'm with somebody now. My situation has changed. You know what I mean? We can't continue the stuff that we've been doing. And in from what I hear, that sets off a whole nother level to some of these ladies. Sometimes they go harder at what they're doing, or they at that point try to do like vindictive things to try to mess up the situation, because at that point they're tired of being what's called the side chick, as you say. So again, this is just stuff that I hear from fellas out there.
And I'm
it.
gonna
I totally,
I'm gonna
sorry.
touch one other piece on that, and then we'll forward the thing. So what you said, Brooklyn, as far as some guys not letting them know. All right. So in no way are we promoting the thing, but we're gonna speak to it. All right, because we're taught the things. So with some guys now, some guys have a fear that if they let that whoever they're pursuing on the side, if they let them know they have a situation, it's gonna ruin their chances, or they downplay it. Maybe it's, yeah, I have a little thing I go on still, but not really go on and ray, and they dumb it down so that they can better position themselves, and then the truth always comes out. Like the light always shines through the dark, so it always comes out, and then you have the explosion or implosion, and that's what's up still.
Well,
Okay, I hear.
Well, it kind of makes sense what you're saying still. We kind of talked about relationships last week, so I don't want to draw out that too much today. We do have a special guest in the green room waiting, so I just want to thank our guest for her patience as well. If you're just tuning in, this is the weekly show. It goes by the name of VuPointz. We have a tagline. We say knowledge is power, because we're here not only to entertain, but we're here to help empower and to help bring knowledge to a generation of people, right? My name is Ja Wiggs with my co-host Brooklyn Honey 23 and Jada Man. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, or YouTube, please do remember to like and subscribe. We are here every Wednesday at 7 p.m. We are here for you, the people. It's the VuPointz show. Again, big up everybody that's tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe. Big up Pai Shah watching on the YouTube. Big up Ambitious Gems watching on the YouTube. Big up Brother Complete Auto, Brothers Complete Auto on the IG. Hotta Fire on the IG. Amiga, I see you on the IG. Kamisha, I see you on the IG. Ambitious Naturals, I see you on the IG. If I missed you, big up, post your name in the comments and I'll shout you out. Big up DJ Soca Sweetness on the punch in. I think it's time to get into today's topic. And like how I'm bigging up all those viewers and all those people watching, today's topic, as you can see in the ticker, what do black businesses need to do to gain your support? Again, what do black businesses need to do to gain your support? This topic, we've been debating on this topic for a couple weeks, and in this time we thought it was about that time to talk about it. Jada.
Yeah. So yo, no, this one's deep. This one's deep. This one's deep. We hear a lot out here, and let me answer the question. And we'll swing it around. So let me to gain my business for black businesses to gain my business. What I need effective customer service, right? Effective and efficient customer service. I'm tired of going to some of these restaurants and whatnot, and the girl them is bare screw face. You get what I'm saying? Bare screw face. Not only the screw face, when they're putting in my rice and my little, my like my food, then them shot me things. You see what I deal with?
They
Them
give you one off still.
yeah, yo, so and then here's the thing. You see, they say when you have a reference point, when you complain, you have a reference point for something better. When you complain, you have a reference point for something better. So with that said, we can go over to the Chinese store and they pack your food, right? It's fast. It's, they're attentive to your needs, all that stuff. And we kind of want that transition over on our side of things. Because if I'm getting it here, I want to kind of get a similar service over here. You get what I'm saying? And that's just one thing. So I'm not going to take it all up, but I'm going to swing it around because we have more conversation to go with.
Please swing.
So Brooklyn, before we bring on the guests, give me one thing. Give me one thing right now that black businesses need to do to gain either your support or support in general. Just give me one thing, and then we're going to bring on the guests and we'll go in deeper.
But are we? Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna talk first. The number one thing is customer service.
Customer service.
Customer service and yeah, customer service and the lack of support amongst each other. Period. Like it's not tit for tat with everybody. It's like you'll go and you'll support one person, you'll go and you'll buy their stuff or whatever the case may be, and you'll buy it for the price that it is or whatever. And then when it comes to your business, it's like people are not as supportive. They don't want to repost your stuff. They don't tag, they don't do anything. So I feel like when it comes to black businesses, sometimes it's one-sided as well.
All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I kind of agree with both of what you were saying in terms of like customer service and efficiency and things like that and communication. So we're going to get into a lot of more of those details and explanations in a second. Jada, we also have a question from one of the viewers, so we're going to refer to that in a second, right? But what I'd like to do is I'd like to introduce our guest for this week. This lady, I've known her for a long time, such a long time, and I've known her in so much different aspects of my career in the terms of entertainment, music, business, and things like that. So her name is Tiffany, and her current business is called Brazen Beauty. She's the co-owner. So before I bring her on, let's bring her on properly. All right, Tiffany, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the VuPointz show.
Oh, my mic is muted.
No. Go ahead. I had it off. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Good evening, everybody.
Well, go on.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. Nice to meet you.
All right. So,
Nice to meet
like
you
I was
too.
telling everybody, Tiffany is the co-owner of Brazen Beauties. That's her current business. If you're watching on Instagram, do remember you can get a better visual layout of the show on Twitch, Facebook, or YouTube. But we're going to try to organize the screen accordingly, best for your view. Now, Tiffany, like I mentioned earlier, I've known her a good number of years. When I first known Tiffany, she was into modeling and event promotion. She then got into singing, and singing. I'm trying to make sure I'm not missing modeling, singing, promoting, and her current business. She has a company, co-company called Brazen Beauties, where they sell lots of accessories and hair products and a lot of female accessories and things like that. So Tiffany, I don't want to explain to them about your business. Introduce yourself and let them know about your business.
So thanks, Wiggums, for having me and introducing me. To correct you, it's been like 14, 15 years, but who's counting? Anywho, I am a co-owner of Brazen Beauties. Pretty much it's me and my daughter who's 21. She's in the next room doing her 21-year-old thing that she does. But how it came about was pretty much before the pandemic. We were, well, she wanted to like branch out and do lashing. So I was like, okay, like, because I know about promotions and at least being an entrepreneur, I'm like, I can pretty much help you with your vision. Just show me your vision. And so far it's been pretty good. And stuff like that. Before I forget, I do want to touch base on what Brooklyn said earlier in regarding businesses being one-sided. I totally agree with her, especially within our community. So, I mean, eventually, hopefully you guys touch base back on that, but I 100%, like, she nailed it. That pretty much would be your root of everything, of like, if people weren't so one-sided in our community or just small businesses, period, I think a lot of small businesses would succeed faster than how they do now.
All right, no, it makes sense now. So either either Brooklyn or Tiffany. When you guys say, because we might as well touch on it right now. When you guys
Okay.
say we're kind of one-sided, can you guys? We'll start with Brooklyn. Can you kind of explain that when you say one-sided?
From personal experiences, I've went to a lot of dance halls. I've went to a lot of shows. I've bought a lot of merch from a lot of people. And like when I do my shows and stuff like that, I can't even count on one hand how much of those people come and support me. Half of my stuff are free and people still don't support me. They don't repost my stuff. They don't, they don't do any of that. But whenever they want me to like participate in something, or
Okay.
they want me to do something, they're always sending stuff to me, and they know the type of person that I am, that I love supporting I've been in the community from day one. So I've been supporting people from day one. It just didn't start yesterday when it's a trend for everybody to start supporting people, because that's what I feel it is. It's a trend. That's to me. So yeah, and it's kind of it's kind of it puts me in a position where it's like I feel so down, and I feel so down and out, and I feel like, when you look out, yeah, when you look out in the audience and you don't see not even one of your family members, not one of your friends, nobody there for you, but yet when other people have events and stuff like that, I'm gonna buy the $40 ticket or the $30 ticket, or if your shirt costs $50, Brooklyn's gonna e-transfer that so I can get that shirt so I can support you. But I don't get the same with people. So that's what I mean when I say that people are one-sided. Like, people will flood your DMs and everything. Oh, Brooklyn, help me. Yo, share this, that, second and third. And I'll do it. Not a problem. But when it comes to my stuff, it's like half of the time I don't even ask. If you notice with me, some of the times with my friends or people that I support, on days I will randomly put them up in my stories. You don't even have to ask me. I just do that automatically, but people won't do that for me. So that's just my take on that.
So let me ask something. Okay, so you're saying that you're putting a certain energy out there. You're supporting people. When it's your time, they're not supporting you. One thing I realized with being in business for several years and being on both ends of business as a consumer and then the person delivering a service, I realized that people tap into the things they really want to tap into. You know what I'm saying? Like, people go for what they really want to go for. So with that said, let's say you have something that you're doing and it's not really going in and it's not really popping like that. Like your quality or your whatever it's not really happening. And but you're still trying to force so do people still have to come because they're, you know, your or you supported them in the past? Or what if, or can you give them a blight because it's your
No,
thing is really their thing? Can they
So let
support you
no,
from afar? Can
no,
they support
because
me
no,
Okay,
wait,
okay,
Wigs,
support.
before you start, wait, hold on. Before I forget, no, because at the end of the day, some of their stuff are not my thing. Some of your
It's the
stuff, some of
support.
your dances, your dancehall, your shirts are not my type of style. But the type of person that I am, I will find a way to make it work. Like they say all the time, people make time for things that they want to make time for. It's that simple. You understand what I mean? I'm not saying every show or everything. Support is not always about you physically being there. When I mean support, I mean you can repost something that takes 2.5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Because half of the things
All
I
right.
don't rock with half of these people's stuff. Like I don't, you know, but out of respect and out of the love that I have for you, like at the end of the day, some of these things I won't rock, but I'm gonna purchase it because at the end of the day, I want to see you thrive and I want to see you do good. That's what it's about for me. But everybody's
Yeah,
different. So that's what
that
I'm
makes sense.
saying.
So
Half of the
Tiffany,
stuff in your closet, you probably have the price tag still on them because you were like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. You know what I mean? And you still don't wear it. You know what I mean? It really has nothing to do with do I rock it or not. If it's your family member and you see them trying to start their own business, you sharing it or liking it is way different. I'm not asking you to buy my product, but you could have just shared it. I shouldn't have strangers who I've never met before, you know what I mean, want to share my stuff or vice versa. And let's go back to Wiggums. Like I met you doing club stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, I was that person. Go link Tiff. She has the link to get into whatever party. When parties are not going in anymore. And I just link them, like I post something, the least you can do, especially like if every Christmas you're sitting at my house drinking my wine from my wine glass, the most you can do is share that. Just share it. I'm not asking you. I'm not telling you to be a promoter on my stuff. I'm not telling you I'm gonna employ you to promote. Like no, it's just the whole support. You guys, people will have like those fake things going around, like oh share this and receive a free iPhone or whatever. Yeah, people will do that.
and
Or
they'll share that.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But people, the actual, what you see majority of the time, oh no, you know what? I can't come out because this is what I'm doing for my business. And they'll just sit down and watch. You know what I mean? Like I've been doing this for a year and majority, I'm going to say 85 to 90% of my customers are people I've never met. Never
Yeah.
met.
Now,
They're
Tiffany,
repeating customers.
That's
They
true.
keep coming back.
now,
You know what I mean?
now
Then
Tiffany,
you have, huh?
we were talking the other day, and you were telling me the same thing about posting, where you were posting something, and then not until somebody else posted it
Okay.
did you start noticing certain people posting it. So it's that same type of support thing that we were talking about the other day.
So
Exactly.
let me ask you something, Tiff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, two questions for you and Brooke. All right, first question is, you said 85 to 95% of the folks that support you, you've never kind of met them before, seen them before. What's their ethnicity? So what's the makeup of the demographic? Like what's their race? Like if you're
Okay, so I love
yeah,
this. I love this because we're talking about supporting Black businesses.
yeah.
So, like today, I had two customers who decided to do a pickup, and I let my daughter run downstairs, and I was like, question, like, you know, what are they? she's like, oh, you know, I think Spanish or they're white. You know what I mean? And cool, love it, love it, love it. Because again, I don't like the way my background is with promotion. I promote everywhere. There's not one place that I'm gonna stick to promotion to only get Black people. Because I mean, I do it too. I'm guilty of it. I'm human. You know what I mean? Like not saying but when it comes to like my friends and family, I definitely will share posts. Like, you know what I mean? So that's not gonna break my fingers. But I've used so many outlets that I don't know where these people come from, but as I said, majority of them, when I give them their package, are non-Black people. You know what I mean? I can probably count on my two hands how much Black, like, let's say 1.5 of Black people who have supported the business. And then even when they support it, it's like, they want a trophy.
Yeah.
You know
It's
what I
like,
mean?
hey,
That's a
Like, I
fact.
can't give
I
you a
bought your stuff.
trophy.
Let everybody know I bought your stuff, that I
That's
supported
a
you.
fact.
Like looking for
That's
the
a
You know what
fact.
I mean? And
recognition.
it's like, you can do that on your own. Do a snap and tag us. Like, you know what I mean? And again, like, disappointing because I've been doing this with my daughter for a year. We're doing amazing, but just not within my community. How, like, I've helped out my community, but again, like, am I surprised? No, because I mean, as Wiggum said, I did music, same thing. You know what I mean? People want tickets to your shows, they want this, and that, but it's like, can you guys repost my song, or can you guys do this? You know what I mean? Or, oh, this DJ don't want to play it until this DJ plays it, then everybody gonna play it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's like, when you say one-sided, I totally understand 100%.
All
So,
right. So
100%.
so it sounds like a mentality piece, right? Sounds like a mentality piece. Because if you and Brooklyn are talking about the same experience, I'm sure Jarwigs, I've had somewhat, I mean, things I do are a little different. It really just involves pretty much the Black community. So, I mean, 99% of the people that participate in anything I got going on is usually Black people or people of color. But so let's talk about the mentality or the mindset of folks. So, because what we got to do is we got to talk about the root a little bit to see where we can go and how we could provoke a little bit of change and give people some strategies to support Black businesses. So is there a mindset that people that we're cognizant of or people aren't aware of that is forcing these things to happen to the Black businesses as far as low numbers coming to support? What's happening?
Okay. So one thing I could say is I know it happens everywhere or whatever, but when it comes to, I believe when it comes to our place, which is Toronto, it's hard. It's really hard for Black people to support Blacks. Like in America, like I've said it all the time. Like in America, it doesn't matter what it is. Your boy could be the shittest rapper out there. They're promoting their homeboy. They're
Yeah.
promoting their homegirl. If somebody has a cooking thing, they're promoting that. No matter what it is. Toronto, I feel like people feel like they have too much pride. And I feel like they feel when they get to a certain stature that they shouldn't be doing this. People are now looking at people's numbers on Instagram to see if they should support, or if this and that, second and third. Like, so to me, I just feel like it's just a mentality of one of those things where it's just like, yo, bro, if I feel like my business is doing exceptional, then why should I help you? Like, even though you were in the trenches at one point, you understand what I mean? Some businesses do look at other businesses as competition. So that could be a reason why they don't want to promote. But 9 out of 10 times with me, it's like in Toronto, it's one of the hardest places for you to get support regardless of the situation. And this is the most diverse city that I know. But when it comes to the Blacks, it's like, bro, we rather kill each other than support each other. That's the way I look at it. Like the numbers within killing each other is up like crazy. But when it comes to support, it's like way under 30%. Period.
Yep.
You know one thing I want to say about that? It gets a little deep because the Black community in Toronto, for the most part, is made up of Caribbean folks, West Indies folks, African and African, right? Like actually coming straight from Africa over here.
Yeah.
So we know the clashes among, because we lived in the neighborhood. So there's clashing. I don't like you. This island, that small island people, we don't deal with them. Like there's a lot of intergenerational, like the mindset was already a separative mindset from the jump, from people even migrated here. And I feel like that sort of transcended into the neighborhoods and into, the day-to-day walk of life. And when you look at America, the majority of the Blacks that came from there or are there came from the transatlantic slave trade, right? So they all kind of came one time, and they have hundreds of years of this fight and this plight to push black empowerment and coming together and the civil rights. And so they have this rich history of this movement and this togetherness that translates into other walks of life that we don't have out here. And that there's other pieces, but that's a big part of it. How do you guys feel about that?
I definitely agree with what you're saying, where you say it kind of goes deeper. And I kind of agree with that, because even from when I'm listening to what you guys are saying, right? I'm hearing issues on the customer side in terms of how they deal with the business, and I'm hearing complaints on the business side on how the customer service said on how they respond to people. So if I'm hearing issues on both sides from the top and the bottom, then it's definitely, is it like you said, is it something deeper within our people? And as soon as you mentioned that, Jada, it kind of touched on a video that we were looking at the other day, and I think we should just play that clip, and then we'll continue the conversation, right?
You're on mute, Wiggs. You're on mute.
So first of all, I just want to shout out Breakfast Club and Dr. Umar, where we got that clip from. We found it was interesting and flowed with today's topic. So again, shout out to Breakfast Club and Dr. Umar for that clip there. So Jada, kind of falls into what you were saying about mentality. So what he said was, and again, on both ends, black people are not used to it. We're just not used to supporting each other because of that slave mentality that we're used to being in. So what's you guys take on that clip? Jada, you can punch in, then we'll go to, yeah,
Okay.
Brooklyn, you go ahead.
No, I just feel like we just need to stop making excuses for ourselves. Period. Regardless of the situation, what it is, we need to take all of that, what we know, our knowledge and things of that nature, and we need to apply that with what we learned from back then till now. We can't continue with these things as we never had, we never knew. We know now. There's a difference. We didn't know back then. We didn't know back then. We know now, and we should know better now. So at the end of the day, I just feel like we're always making up excuses for ourselves as black people, as into why we act the way that we act. We act like this because we want to. And we act like this because half of the time we don't like to see each of us thrive for greatness. There's a lot of people that will cheer you on, but in the background is hating on you low key. And 9 out of 10 times it's people in your own circle that brings you down and stuff like that. So to me, it's like, let's just stop making excuses. Yes, everything that he says was correct, but we need to stop making excuses, apply what he says, and put it together with what we know now, and just come together, period. That's what I have to say on that.
All right, Tiffany, what do you have to say about that clip? You
I
either agree, disagree,
I'm
anything
still
to
gonna
add?
agree with Brooklyn right now, because until we hold ourselves accountable, like as she said, we know better. It's not like we're still living back in the day and that's what we're being taught. You know what I mean? You just hold yourself accountable. Like literally when you were playing that clip, before the show started, I had posted that I'm on an online interview. Okay. So you show the clip, my phone goes off, and the girl, black girl, oh, don't tell me you're leaving your store as in my retail store that I work at. You know, I'll hook up my 1-2 friends that know me. I work at a certain location of a store, and I'll give them a 50% off. When the lockdown started, everyone knows I have my side business. I'm at work handing out business cards. You know what I mean? But the minute they hear we're going under a lockdown, it's not, oh, Tiff, do you think I can get some of your product or some business cards or whatever? It's, do you still have that link 50% off at the big retailer store? You know what I mean? That already is making billions of dollars. And it's like, what the hell? So she just messaged me to ask me that while I'm watching what you guys are playing. Like, you know what I mean? It's annoying.
They say that the stars always align where they're supposed to align.
sister,
Mm-hmm.
I know you my sister. Can I not get a discount? Like,
No.
like maybe people do. Maybe people do this when they go to whoever's store and they might, you know, trying to, oh, can I get a discount? Maybe it will work for them, maybe it won't. But you know what? When I'm also asking you, well, do you think you can pay online because it tracks my inventory? And then you're telling me,
Them
oh,
the
I
one
want
do
to pay
that.
online because I don't want to pay tax. We fucking live in Canada, guys. We live in Canada. You're gonna go tell Walmart you don't want to pay tax? You're not.
That's a
So
Exactly.
like,
fact.
They're
you're
gonna be
even
like,
That
they're gonna tell you to
and
put
that's
the
what I
product right
always
back on
say.
the shelf.
And that's what I always say. You guys cannot go to Haltz or Balenciaga or Gucci or any of these high ends and go to the front counter and say, hey, can I get 50% off this? Can I get this for
right.
80% off? Matter of fact, even though it's a
Can I
1500, can you
e-transfer
give it to
you,
me for
girl?
750? You can't do that. And on top of that, when you guys are buying it online, you guys are paying the shipping and handling for those name brands. So me, who lives probably 20 minutes away from you, and I'm selling a shirt or I'm selling lashes or something for $15, you don't even want to come that far. You want me to deliver, you want me to do all these type of things. But if it was for a name brand, you're gonna pay that though. I don't understand it. You can't ask for discounts from those guys who are worth millions and billions of dollars, but your friend who just started their business, Wadeya, you want to come and ask me for 50% off, or even, oh, so I can't get that shirt for free, dog? Like, I swear I'll tag you on Instagram. You end up
Yeah.
giving it to them and they don't tag
They
you.
don't
They
tag
don't
you.
do nothing. They don't give you your they don't do anything. So at the end of the day, what is the purpose of that? Like,
All
So
right.
I swear to God, they left you a dream.
so let me tap in here, Wiggs. Or did you wanna speak on that piece?
Well, if you want, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, you see the two, no? Ladies, you know a problem, you know.
I love it. She needs to be on here more.
So here's what. No, we this is viewpoints. This is what it is. You throw your views out there. You get the mind going. You know what I mean? You get conversation started. So yo, here's what I'm saying. What Dr. Umar Johnson was saying about us not having the history of building institutions. He went on to talk about the four main institutions that you need in a society, right? To build a sustainable society. The hospital, the bank, um, the grocery store, and I can't remember what the other one was. Did I say school?
School.
Did I say school
School.
system?
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah,
and the
education,
education system.
finance, health,
Yeah,
and food.
exactly. So we have pockets of that as far as us doing that in different moments in history, right? And there's people that are replicating it now in a smaller degree, but for the larger part of our community and who we are, we're not brought up in that way to build a hospital, to build a supermarket. So what he's talking about is if we understood that process, because you see, starting anything from the ground, you're gonna have a lot of turnover. You're gonna have staff that don't work out. You're gonna have it's just gonna go until you figure it out, right? So that you see, if we understood the journey and understood what it took, here's what I believe he's saying, that we would have a little more empathy and could see a little more with a black business that may have, some staff they're starting out in their early years, or they may have some staff that aren't doing what they should do and need to get removed. There's a way to address that as well, talking to the manager. And how many of you guys really talk to a man when you go? Let's talk about the restaurant business, because I feel like everybody
Okay,
talks
hold
about.
on.
Yeah,
Okay,
go
so
ahead. Go ahead
before
with.
you get to the restaurant business, because
Yeah,
that kind of segues into one of the questions from the viewers,
go
because
ahead. Throw them
from the
up.
from the beginning of the show, you mentioned that one of your key things was, let me see what it was,
Customer
effective and
service.
effective. No, he didn't listen. Effective and efficient customer service. Quote for quote is what Jada Man said, right? So
Hmm.
Super Cooper 1983 wants to know, what does effective and efficient customer service look like? So Jada Man, I want you to answer as a customer, right? What does that look like to you? And then I wanna ask Tiffany as a business owner, what does effective and efficient customer service mean to you? And then Brooklyn, again, as a customer, I want you to reply Tiffany, and you know what your take on that, and as a customer, if you've been receiving that as well. So, Jada, man, again, what does effective and efficient customer service look like?
Okay, so efficient customer service is adequate, the right amount of customer service that I need. Okay, first and foremost, that's the efficient part. It has to be has to be enough, the right amount that I need for whatever situation I'm in. Whether I'm bringing back something, whether I just ordering something and I'm having a jolly day, the right amount of customer service. Okay, effective customer service now, it needs to be the communication needs to be on point. All right, so the communication needs to be on point. You need to be able to speak to and answer some of the questions that I have in regards to what's going on with your service and what you have on the board and that sort of thing. All right, and if you can't and I'm merging the two, and if you don't have the answers, you have a way to effectively go and source it, right? So go and find the answer and come back and still make me feel like I want to be in that being your presence. So whether I'm in the store, whether I'm online, whatever it is, right? So that's in a nutshell. That's how I feel effective and efficient, the right amount to deal with whatever I'm dealing with. Customer services, in a nutshell.
All right, so Tiffany, respond to that.
Honestly, what he said is right on. Like, if I go into a store as a customer, I don't want to be over bombarded with fake customer service. It has to flow. You know what I mean? And as you said, things have to match up. One thing with me that I like to let everybody know is every job that I've worked for not myself, every 3 months, every to 6 months, I'm like employee of the month for effective customer service. You know what I mean? So what I try to do with my personal business is when I have a customer, let's say it's a question, I always like to follow up with them. That's number one. If they do purchase a product, I always still like to follow up with them. It's not a harassment of post my stuff or, you know what I mean? Like, how did you like the product? Number one, I'm a new business. So me getting that feedback, I feel will kind of help me in the long run. So I would always like want to touch base with them. But yeah, like everything Jada said, like.
Yeah, it's the same. I would have to say effective customer service. I like the customers. When it comes to customer service, I used to work at a department where it's just like you, Doling. I was employee of the month. Yes. But it was one of those things where I always felt like I put myself in their shoes. Sometimes people are having bad days. I get it. Not everybody's going to come to work jolly, happy, whatever the case may be. I try to make it very easy for the person, especially if I see on your face that you're not having a good day or probably the previous customer pissed you off and stuff like that, and I get the back end of it. So my thing is asking questions. If you're not sure about something, I don't mind you going over to your management and asking them. I'd rather you bring somebody over that may have a bit more knowledge. It's not disrespect to you at all, but I just feel like when you try to answer questions that you're not, that's when people start losing. You know what I mean? You start losing people because then it's like, yo, bro, do you not know your job or not? That's when people start to get angry. So I'd rather somebody tell me, you know what, ma'am, can you just hold on a second while I grab so and so? That's not a problem, because right there, that's showing me, okay, you're not really knowledgeable as into what I'm saying right now, but you're actually willing to take that step to help. That you're willing to take that step to bring somebody else in. You get what I mean? So, and just customers, like, to me, it's just like, just greet, just greet with a smile and stuff like that, and just be polite. Like I said, everyone's gonna have their off days. You're gonna have customers that are assholes. You're gonna have people, maybe you and your husband never, I don't know what it was and stuff like that, but just know what you're talking about, and the attitude, cut that. And like I said, if you need help, just ask for it. And I wouldn't mind standing there for 2 seconds while you go grab somebody that may know what's going on. But don't give out false information, because that's something that I hate. And not following up, that's another thing. A lot of people don't do that. They don't follow up. They don't do any of that. So that's what I would say.
In relation to what you said in terms of them not knowing, providing you false information, Super Cooper also mentioned that they believe that the lack of efficiency and effectiveness stems from lack of good organizational leadership. So what's you guys take on that? Because it does kind of fall in line to what you said. So is part of the
So
problem that some of these owners and managers are not properly training some of these employees on how to respond in situations?
it's in most situations that's not what it is, because everyone gets trained the same way. To me personally, when you're on the other side, you're not the customer and you're the person that's helping the customer. I believe that if you love what you do or you like what you do, you're gonna make sure you're the best at it. So if you wake up every morning and you hate your job, you're gonna come to work with that same energy. I hate my job. But you tell those people that are chippy, happy, and stuff like that, don't take extra training and stuff like that and ask questions and stuff like that. So it's more on the leader that can have great leadership qualities, but it's how you take it and how you people learn differently, right? So my personality and Jada Man's personality is totally different from yours, and you understand what I mean. So not everybody's the same, and some people take in information differently. So you can have a great leader, but at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean, if that person doesn't care about their job as much as I do when I'm training you, what am I supposed to do about that? It has nothing to do with me. I'm giving you the information. But like I said, if you don't wake up saying I like to go to work, you're gonna bring that energy every day that you go to work, because you don't want to be there. So you're gonna give that I don't care attitude, just like that.
Now,
Let me
now,
tap in. Let me tap in.
Jada, before you tap in,
Mhm.
one of the viewers agreed with what Brooklyn said. She says when she works at a retail store, Sandra says that when she walks in, she sets the tone. She emulates her smile and greeting, even if she's having a bad day. Because to a customer, if your face is sour, the food may be sour as well. So, Jada, go ahead.
Yo, big up Pie. Big up and Rez, the man in the building. Um, all right, so I'm gonna speak to me getting older and realizing things and having, with getting older, getting wiser, and having a little more comprehension and understanding for things, and going through different trainings myself, and being enriched with history and stuff like that, and knowing, okay, so I got all of this information and knowledge now. Now I can understand more of the context of where some of these employees are coming from, right? So me being a man of the people and being in the community and doing the stuff that I do in the community for years and years and years, I'm able to really. It's one thing to grow up in it and live it, but then it's another thing to be on the other side where you're coming back in the neighborhood and you're supporting, and you got the skill set, and you got, you're coming in with some supports and resources, and you're really seeing and hearing what's going on from a different view. And where I'm wrapping that into is cultural competency. Cultural competency. So the black girl, I'm just gonna say black girl, but the black girl at the restaurant in a black neighborhood and a white girl in a restaurant in a white neighborhood have two completely different lived experiences, and are potentially dealing with two different lived experiences, right? So as far as where the neighborhoods they're coming from, neighborhoods are coming from, resources they have and don't have, what's potentially happening with their spouses, that sort of thing, family members. Like, we have to, in the grand scheme of everything, we have to consider where our people where we're at and where we're coming from. Yes, some people are making it. Yes, there's some strides, but for the majority, we're coming from a similar place culturally and as a socioeconomic class. So it's knowing those things. I have a little more patience. I understand a little more. You get what I'm saying? I remember at one point I had somebody that I knew that just came out from the inside. He's older, and I'm trying to get him tapped in to go work. Right? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna go where I'm gonna go. And he's just passing up all these jobs. So the interviews were coming, and he wasn't going. The person's mother was calling me saying, yo, he's not going. We talk to him. Long story short, I didn't know what was going on with this guy. And then I seen an elder that I know that helped raise us. I'm talking to me and my siblings, and he said, I was telling him about it. He goes, listen, you ever think that he's scared? And I said, what do you mean scared? He's a big dirty man. You know what kind of stuff he used to do? He does in the streets and what? He goes, no, you ever think this thing terrifies him? Sitting in front of somebody, being vulnerable, and having to interview and then I sat and I was like, hold on, it is a terrifying, especially if you're doing it for the first time in your 30s or whatever. I can't imagine what that would feel like. You know what I'm saying? So we have to consider these pieces too. Not to say we excuse it, but we have to consider it. And when we're doing our training and when we're showing love to our community, we have to do it in a more compassionate and loving way. But yes, we have to have zero tolerance for other things too. So there's a thin line to walk, but we gotta put it together because our thing is a little different from the others.
All
Let's
right,
keep it
Tiffany,
a buck before you go on. Hold on. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck when we're talking. I feel at the end of the day, some people are just horrible when it comes to customer service. No matter how much you train them or whatever. There's some people that are built like that, and then there's some people that no matter how much you try, they're when it comes to communication, when it comes to customers, they're just horrible at it. And 9 out of 10 times, those are head honchos, and they're the ones that tell other people what to do because they're unable to deal with customers like that. That's why we have managers, assistant managers, all these type of stuff, because there's certain, sometimes the manager will pass it off to the assistant manager to handle a situation because, hey, I may not be great as a manager with customer service, but the assistant manager may be. So some people are just horrible with it, no matter how much you try with them. So
all right, so
I don't know.
so we have a question from a comment, right, from one of the viewers. So big up Scoops 83 on the IG. Tiffany, quick question, right?
Yeah.
A McDonald's in Jane and Finch and a McDonald's in Richmond Hill. You get two different experiences. Is there a reason why, or why would that be?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Well, why? I don't know why, but like it all
I guess that's the big question, right?
What they both said still goes back to, which I'm gonna agree with Jada, but I'm also gonna agree with my girl here, okay? Because it does number one, again, I always in every interview, or I tell my kids, like, if you do not wake up and you say I love doing what I do, to go and do what you need to do, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So I agree with that. But also with it being like, okay, not all managers are going to train people the same way. Like, you know what I mean? Well, I mean, Brooklyn, you said people should be trained the same way. But me being a supervisor and an assistant manager in my years, I sit down and I watched, like right now, my manager, love him to death. Maybe I love him to death because he's so laid back and doesn't care. But I'm the oldest in my work. So I can look at these young ones and be like, that is definitely wrong. You know what I mean? So like you can't talk to the customer like that. And it's like, well, they shouldn't da-da-da-da-da. But the manager don't care. And I'm just their supervisor. You know what I mean? So I can only document that. I can't really do anything other than either de-escalate a situation if a situation came up due to the fact that this girl is talking to a customer a wrong way because her manager didn't train her. You know what I mean? So me being in Richmond Hill or in Jane and Finch, I might get the best customer service at a Jane and Finch because those are my people. You know what I mean? True. And I might then turn around and go to Richmond Hill and they're looking at me some type of way because my skin tone's different. You know what I mean? So to me, like that question, I don't know if I answered it properly, but it to me depends on who's working and how they got trained.
Jane and Finch. I used to live in Jane and Finch, right in the lane. Shout out to bottom Driftwood, the lane. And when it comes to, I'm telling you guys, hands down, the customer service at Jane and Finch has been known to be one of the worst customer service in the GTA. And that's from my personal experiences. And I'm saying from my personal experiences, and both like going through the drive-through, even going inside, Not knocking anybody that worked at Jane and Finch McDonald's, because I had a lot of virgins that worked in, and I knew a couple of the managers and stuff like that. But some of the attitudes of the managers and the general managers and stuff like that, you kind of see like how they hire their staff. I feel like looking at Jane and Finch McDonald's, if you don't have a stern backbone, because the people that come through the drive-through are a handful. I could say that. So the people, I feel like when they're interviewing people for Jane and Finch, is like the way that they do it is like, yo, you have to have a little bit of spice with you, because the energy that comes through there sometimes is crazy. But
All right,
I don't like.
See, I've never been to the McDonald's at Jane and Drift or wherever, like, and that's the show. Like, I think I've been there probably once, if that's the one off of Beverly Hills Drive. Back in the day, we still do parties down there. But that
no, that's a different one. That one's further down.
No, that's a different one.
I've never been.
This one's attached to Jane and Finch Mall.
Okay, so again, I've never even been to Jane and Finch.
All right, no worries. Okay, so Jada, let me get your take on something, because from what I'm hearing, right, again, I'm hearing issues at different level. If we're talking about a predominantly black-owned business or a franchise business in a black neighborhood where predominantly black people work there, I'm hearing issues where is it that they're not being trained properly? Is it that the people that are majority working there are the ones that don't care? Or is it that this whole environment that they've been grown up in is what's causing that overall issue?
Yeah. So, as I said, cultural competency. That's it. When you're talking about the difference, Dr. Umar Johnson was talking about it. People being used to building institutions. In Richmond Hill, I'm sure they probably, I can't say for sure, but I'm sure whoever runs those pieces over there are probably used to building certain institutions, right? Because we know of the predominant race that lives or that resides in that area. Jane and Finch, we know what it's about over there. We know majority it's low income. We know some of the issues that have the systemic racism. We know the violent. We know all of those pieces, right? And those things are accompanied with usually with a culture and a certain way of doing things. So yes, as Brooklyn said, to be the hiring staff, you have to
Spice.
Yeah, you have to have on all your rap and
But let me ask you a question. Let me jump in.
Yeah.
So just like how you're saying it and saying it joyfully with energy, right?
Yeah.
And when Brooklyn was talking about it, she called it spice, right?
Yeah.
But isn't it this same spice that we're also complaining about?
So it's a thin line between spice and something with bonio, right? So on the next side of the spice is a fire, right? It's fire. So that's just what it is. Yeah, that it could turn the other way, like when it doesn't go the way people want it to go. But yes, I think you gotta, as a business owner, you gotta understand your demographic. So you gotta understand where you're putting your business, who the people are, what your clientele is gonna be, and what you need to manage and keep things flowing in that environment. And that's what it is.
So in relation to what you said, right? You said you gotta take a look at your environment, your cultural, who you're trying to reach, right? Again, what about in this world we are now in today? Everything's all about social media, online platform. So a lot of times when you're promoting and selling, or clients are reaching out to you, you don't even know the race of that person. So nowadays you have to kind of go in on a more generic basis. So Tiffany, you mentioned that a lot of your clients are non-black or from other cultures. Do you notice in your emails, DMs, and things like that, are you seeing or noticing cultural differences in how your customers are interacting with you?
Interacting with me, no, but at the same time, it's like for me, where I was struggling was when I first started. I was like, okay, we started off doing eyelash technician, then had to come to a pause due to the COVID stuff. So then we're like, let's use that and start doing eyelash strips. Not everybody wears eyelash strips. And then I was like, okay, let's start branching off into other things, which went into Black History Month, where I started doing little stickers that were like, Black girls empowerment, you know what I mean? Like all about melanin. So I had to ask my friend who is white. Well, she's white, but she's half Guyanese, half white. And I asked her, if you were a white person who is receiving this, how would you take it? You know what I mean? So now I'm like trying to like put myself in a situation like, do I need to change what I'm doing and only give this to Black people? Like it's kind of messed up, you know what I mean? So what I do now is basically when I get an order, I'll just look at the last name and go off of that based off of me kind of not knowing who they are, you know what I mean? So it's more me looking at the last name to see who they are, what last name they have.
All right, now Brooklyn, same thing with you. When you're purchasing online, whether it's from a Black business or a non-Black based business, are your interactions with them any different because of the type of business that they are?
To be honest with you, whenever I'm ordering something, or if I see something on Instagram on somebody's page that they're selling something or they're doing something and I want a thing, my thing is I put out the energy that I want to receive. So when I DM people and I'll be like, hey, what's good? My name is Brooklyn. I seen whatever on your site, and I'm really interested. Can you give me more details? Blah, blah, blah. So the energy that I bring kind of forces them to bring that same energy back. So I kind of set the tone when it comes to stuff like that. If I don't care if you're Black, white, orange, whatever color you are. If I see something and I like it and I feel like, I want to get it, I'm going to get it. But, sometimes when it comes to people answering back, I'm not going to lie to you. My Black brothers and sisters be taking a little bit longer than my Caucasian people and the Asians and stuff like that. Like, you feel me? Like, people will look at it, will say seen, meaning you read what I sent to you, but you have time to repost stuff on your page, but I'm talking to you about business and you don't get back to me until 2 days later, 2-3 days later, or when you feel you should. And then when you do, you give me attitude. So it's one of those things where, like I said, I put out the energy that I want to receive back. That's what I do.
All right. That's thank you for mentioning that as well, because it kind of ties into one of the comments from one of the viewers. Shout out to Pie Shot tuning in on the YouTube. The mentioned time management is also very important in business as well. You don't want to wait 30 minutes at one location if you could go somewhere else and get it in 5 minutes. So at what point and I'm asking all three of you, will go Jada Man, then Tiffany, and then Brooklyn. At what point does support become a hassle? Meaning, like, you want to support the business, you're reaching out to support the business, and either they're taking way longer than one expects they should, or the cost is way higher than it should. At what point does support become a hassle, or what's your limit, Jada?
Yeah, this one's tough. But let's go with pricing. If people know me love a deal. Me tell them last week, me love it. Love my deal, them. See? Don't play with my deal. So I love it. See? So I could comment. So if your markup is like crazy, I may support it. What somebody can't be pants tight. So hold on. Yo, so if no, that's my girl Melissa, that's my girl Mel. So if I'm coming and your markup is like crazy, I may support it the one time, but it's not good. I can't breathe after that. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, you have to consider your competition. You have to, because if I'm out in the world, if that's the only thing and that's the only price, like when you're buying Jordans, Not wigs, Brooklyn. You're a shoe fanatic. She's a shoe fanatic. When you're buying the latest shoe and it's one of one or it's limited, there's no competition. So the price is the price. But when there's competition and you know you're bleeding, like somebody's bleeding you, it'll make me say, you know what, I can't really do it. You know, but I'm a person. I'm a person. I like to give people insight as well too, and that takes. Not everybody feels comfortable enough to just talk to somebody and say, yo, your price seems too high or whatever.
So you'll kind of let them know. That's what I was gonna ask.
I say, listen, man, you gotta kind of adjust it because down the street, boom, 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 and maybe they weren't privy to that information. Maybe they didn't do all their homework, and that's just one piece. There's a lot of pieces, but I'll just drop that one, and we'll go to the other.
Right, so Tiffany, same question. In your experience, or a random general question, at what point does support become too much or just a hassle now?
I would have to.
And again, it could be pricing, time, customer service. Pick one.
It would have to, number one, be the pricing, and then number two, like Brooklyn said, the energy I come in. If I come into your shop and I don't even get a greeting, and it's like, okay, well, this is what I want. I came in and I know I want it. Sometimes, depending on what it is, if I know I want it and like I need it, like I'm gonna just grab it and go. I really don't care about their customer service. But if it's somewhere where I'm passing through and I see, okay, you know what, let's go in, and that's the energy that I'm getting, like there's just no customer service, and I ask you a question and I get that response like I am bothering you, like I'm out.
I'm out. Peace.
I'm out.
All right, so
I won't even
Brooklyn,
say bye.
Brooklyn, same question. At what point does support become too much? Is it price? Is it customer service? Is it timing? What's most important? What's going to make you say this is too much?
I would have to say the customer service, because before you even get into pricing or anything like that, I'm going off how you greet me. Period. Like I could tell if you're going to be cocky, if you're one of those cocky people, if you can't be bothered. Like I look at the way so I would have to say customer service, because if your customer service is not A1, that's going to turn me off right there, and I'm not going to want to buy nothing from you or refer anybody to you, because if I have to deal with that negativity, I'm definitely not going to send my family members or any of my close friends that I respect. Unless I don't respect you, then I'll send them over that way. But other than that, why would I? If you're giving me shitty customer service and you're not answering me in a timely manner, why would I want to send anybody else to you? And that's where a lot of people lose a lot of people, because as they said, first impressions goes a long way. So if you're taking 2 days to respond to me, but I see you reposting on Instagram, I am no longer going to ask you about your business, period. Point blank, period. So customer service for me.
All right, well, that kind of makes sense.
Let me add to that. You see, the other thing is, because we mentioned pricing and customer service, you see if I get a bang for my buck, and so you have to find value in the service itself. Customer service is the way you deliver it. Pricing is the way you price it, but the service delivery itself. You get what I'm saying? So if it costs $100 and it's 80 or 75 down the road, but yo, when I come in, you put up my foot, you clip my toenail, like everything I want. Right. Like I'm not leaving it. You get what I'm saying?
A lot of these people, they be like the other day, a pair of kicks came out, and obviously all the stores are closed, so I was unable to get it. But there's guys that are online that can get it for whatever. So I hit somebody up. I wear size 4.5, 5. Okay, I know I pay children's prices about $165 in the store, plus taxes $180, whatever. I'm not paying no more than 2 bills for my shoes. If you're a guy try to charge me for a size 4.5, 5, he tried to charge me $350 for 4 bills. What are you doing? I turned to him and I said, listen, darling, I don't need the shoes that much. And what happened? I end up getting it for the actual price, which it was. And that guy was just trying to make money off of me. So to me, it's like, that's how you lose customers. Because if you're charging me the big people them size, what is the purpose of me coming to you? Might as well, I just go into the stores and buy a man size. Like, what am I doing with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it makes sense what you guys are saying, right? So again, in relation to the topic, what do Black businesses need to do to gain your support? We've talked about pricing, we've talked about customer service, we've talked about timing as well. Um, one of the one of the one of the comments that was posted on the Instagram was they need to provide better quality. So I haven't heard that brought up as well. So I want to know what you guys take on that, and not to say like what can they do to provide better quality, because there's many businesses of all colors that provide poor quality, and there's businesses of all colors that provide great quality. Now, what happens when you have a friend with a business, they do your business, they know you, that and everybody's aware of the situation, you've supported them, however the quality of what they're providing is not up to par or satisfactory to what somebody else is providing. At that point, do you let them know, or how do you deal with
Yeah.
that situation?
Yeah, of course.
We'll start with Brooklyn. We'll hit back to you. Then we'll go Jada, then Tiffany.
Yeah, for a fact, you let them know, not in a disrespectful way, but especially if it's a friend, it's somebody you consider to be a friend and somebody that you want to see thrive and do and be better, and you know they can be better. You know what I mean? You let them know, like not in a like I said, not in a disrespectful, hurtful way, but you let them know, yo, I can bring you, or try to refer them. What I try to do is try to refer them to other resources that will be able to help them and probably get, like, as it said, like, you get something for a good price. Like, I can hook you up with somebody. You're doing t-shirts, well, I know somebody who's also doing t-shirts, and make them communicate where maybe he can help you out with his vendor, because his quality shirt is amazing and he can probably give you a bang for your buck. So why not? But just don't be disrespectful with it or make it seem like you're trying to like play them or anything like that. So just letting them know.
All right, I like that. Let them know, and you said let them know in a non disrespectful way. Jada, what's
Yeah.
your opinion on that in that situation?
I felt like I alluded to it a little bit when I said, if the quality is good, like the package, you could charge whatever, but I know you want to get more specific. So specifics with quality, as I said, it's competition. It's competition. So you have to see what the go-to people are doing, and try to elevate your production to that level. If you can't because you don't have the resources or whatever, and say you're mid-level, say you got the top and you're mid-level, then you got to price accordingly. You got to who your demographics are, who can afford your stuff, you cater to them, and then you build until you could get to that that ultimate level, and change your fan base. So for example, if somebody's doing video production, right, and post production stuff and editing, so what I mean is they're shooting videos and they're editing to go online.
Well,
There's a
hold on.
certain,
Let
yeah,
me jump in then. Let me jump in on that
okay,
aspect, right?
yeah,
So I'm a video producer. I've been doing this for 5 years. Me specifically, Wiggums, right? I did your first video. Like I'm gonna do your first video. Boom, 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 and you're happy with it, right? On your second video, you went and got somebody else to do it. Your third video, you went and got somebody else to do it. Now it's time for your fourth video, and I'm saying, yo, Jada, man, I know you go to different people, but yo, I'm ready for that fourth video now. I'm ready for that fourth video. What are you saying to me?
so it all depends. So if I never rallied back, if it's my fourth one and I never rallied back, that means I wasn't really feeling your production, right? So
No, I figure that, but how are you? Like when I say to you, all right, Jada, man, that fifth video, you're ready to go. I know you're lined up, ready to do it next week. But in
what I'm
your
gonna
head,
do,
you're like, I already have somebody else in mind.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, show me what you've done lately. Lately. So basically, in any industry, it's what have you done for me lately? That's what it is in any industry. Okay,
Yeah.
you do music. What have you done lately? Yeah, you used to be tough 10 years ago, but yeah, right now we don't know what you can do. You do videos. Let's see what you know what I'm saying? So what have you done for me lately? So you always have to be on your craft. You always have to be building your business and coming up with with innovation and being creative and innovative. So that's a key, because when somebody asks at the drop of a dime, you're able to produce something that's top level.
Yeah, I like that, and that kind of again it goes with the quality. So yeah, you might
I
have
would
done a video last week, but I'm doing a video next week, and I want to know what you did yesterday. So like you
I
said,
would
mhm.
yeah, no, no, continue.
Yeah, no. So I was just kind of agreeing with what he said. Brooklyn, before you
Oh,
punch in though, I just want to get Tiffany's answer to that question. Same thing. So you're in a situation where um, did I ask you just now? Did you answer already?
no. No,
Okay,
she
sorry.
didn't.
Yeah, so same question. So you're in a situation where the product is not as you need it to be. How do you deal with it? How do you let that person know?
Um. Okay, so this is going off of if they're my people or if they're not my people.
Well, yeah, somebody your friend provides a service.
Definitely, if they're my friend, I should be able to let you know about your product, like vice versa. If I have a product that's out there and my friends think that it's not up to par, I hope they would have enough decency to come and let me know their opinion. But I always take into consideration when I'm getting my product. Um, Obviously from what you see when you're online looking at your product to then purchase it, when you then receive your product, my first question always is, would I rock this? You know what I mean? Would I want to pay this amount of money for this product? And then I always bring my kids in because, you know, they're of age to be like, okay, guys, what's your opinion on this? And I always base my pricing off of my, like, what I'm looking at and what they're telling me. And then, as I said, I would just have to, like, just to know the respect that somebody would be like, Tiff, like, those were whack. Like, nah.
No, and I like that answer as well. So based on kind of what kind of plays along again with being you should have the be able to have that respect and decency with that person to be able to let them know that hey, your quality or your price or your time might need to get adjusted. So
Just like in
um
any other store, you would go to any other store, you don't like their product, you know what I mean? Like, you have your Karens who are like, I don't like this, and I paid my money for this, and blah blah blah. Like, it's all about, how you as a customer receive it to that owner of the business, or how that owner of the business receives it to that customer. Still based off of number one, customer service. You know what I mean?
all
Yeah.
right, so that definitely works. Now one more comment that we had from one of the
Hold on,
viewers in
hold on.
relation.
Before you go with the Jada Man situation just a while ago, when he was saying that about, if Homeboy did his video, if you did his video and he didn't like it and he went somewhere else, um I would say in that regards, not everybody's good at music videos. Maybe he's good at, I would utilize you for something else. Maybe you're good for visuals. Maybe you're good for photography. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because there's some things that people are better at than there's a list of things that they may be better at. Music videos is probably something that they just got into, but they've been doing pictures and web design and things of that nature. So to me, I would just try to find your strengths as a friend and say, you know what, maybe the music video thing is not your thing, but guess what? You're sick at the photos. So going forward, when I'm pulling up to a photo shoot, I'm bringing you as a photographer to help me with that. When it comes to visuals, like, when my album comes out, I see that you're great with the graphic design. I'm going to need you to put something together for me and stuff like that. So at the same time, it's letting them know, you know what, at the end of the day, you're great with the camera. You're excellent with the camera. You're excellent with all of that. But music video will not be your lane at this time. Until you develop a little bit more, what I'm going to utilize you for is probably web design, or like I said, photography or things of that nature. So that's something I would do.
All right, and I definitely kind of agree with that as well, and I love that because again, you're not only letting them know the issue, but you're not just saying, all right, you're not good at videography, I'm going somewhere else. You're taking the time as a friend and as a person who's trying to support a black business. You're taking the time to investigate and say, hey, you know what? Video may not be your thing, but I already know you DJ great and you're a great photographer. So I already got the video guys sorted out, but I still want you on my team and I still want to support your business. So I love that answer that you gave because it kind of rounds everything out. It you're giving your opinion and you're offering solutions as well. So I want to actually before we get into the next segment, I just want to again big up everybody who's tuning in on all networks, whether you're watching in on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube, whether you're watching on Twitch, or whether you're watching on Instagram. This is the Viewpoint Show. This is a weekly show. We say knowledge is power. Today's discussion was all about black businesses. The main topic was, what do black businesses need to do to gain your support? We have a special guest, Tiffany from Brazen Beauties, and she was able to punch in with a lot of input. I'm going to throw it off to Jada Man, so we can wrap it up, and then we'll get into some real talk.
Yeah, I think we might as well just drop it.
All right, sounds like a plan. I just want to also shout out Fukun on the Twitch. Shout out to Blacks Done the Place watching on the Twitch as well. Again, it's all about the viewpoints, and I think it's about time for some.
Yo, this is the real talk with Jada Man. Yo, black businesses. What do we need to do in order to support black businesses? First and foremost, the big thing I want to say is stay the course. All right. So for my business owners, stay the course. All right. So most businesses don't turn a profit until after the first year. A lot of people are starting and 3, 4, 6 months in, 8 months in, they can't take it. They're just about to hit that point where they're about to have a turn and actually see some progress. So stick with it. My recommendation is stick with it at least in this day and age, 1.5 to 2 years, right? Put your full investment into it. All right. And if it's not turning at that point, yes, feel free to move on, right? Because time is something that you can't get back. Time is something we can't pay for. And that's why, the government, when they've taken away, people, a citizen's years, they really don't have an equation to refund them, and they just, throw some millions at them. So time is something you can never regain. It's valuable. It's invaluable. So once you find your lane, stay in your lane. All right. Maybe sometimes the first business isn't it, but through that you learn some learning curves, some success principles, some success tips, and you transition, right? A lot of the billionaires and millionaires, they've tried at least 3 different businesses. All right. So if that's you have to have tough skin. You have to be able to have a mindset and mindsight. And mindsight really is to see beyond what others can see, right? Some people could just see what's in front of them and they feel the pain and see the barriers. Mindsight is to see beyond all of that and to follow that North Star, which is your vision, right? So if you follow your North Star, it'll lead you. It may not lead you to exactly where you wanted to go, but if you push for the stars, you'll land in the clouds at bare minimum. And that's a great place to be. And that's Real Talk with Jada Man.
Dundo, that's the real talk. I was talking the real talk. So again, I want to shout out everybody. It's the Viewpoint Show. Today's topic was all about, what do black businesses need to do to gain your support. I want to shout out.
Sorry.
No, we ain't going yet. I want to shout out Brazen Beauties. Brazen Beauties, can you please let the viewers know where they can find you? Let them know about your business and let them know what's popping with Brazen Beauties.
So on Instagram, we are BrazenBeautiesToronto. Our website is BrazenBeautiesCA. And we right now specialize in eyelash strips, virgin hair. We sell face masks of all sorts. If you are one of those people who were downtown on the news the other day, shout out to my daughter. She had her crew wearing the masks and stuff up in the place. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff there. Shout out to Wiggums and his graphic designs on all of my stuff.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Wiggums.
All right. So before we shout it over to Brooklyn, I also want to take a second and shout out Tiffany as well from the bottom of my heart, because there's a lot of designers out there, there's a lot of printers out there, but I've known Tiffany, as she mentioned, for over 15 years. There's been gaps where we haven't linked, but whenever Tiffany needs something, she always reaches out to me. And as well, if the price is too high or it's taking too long, Tiffany does not fret to let me know in a nice proper way as well. So Tiffany, I appreciate you, respect you for all the business and the support. And again, when I see, because I know you for so long, when I see you doing your thing, it gives me that energy to want to help you and help you progress as well. Also, what do black businesses need to do? Support, make it, and I believe Jada Man mentioned it earlier, make it intergenerational. So the same way that how you have decided to help your daughter with her vision and bring that forth and elevate that, I also want to shout you out to the max, and also shout out all the mothers and the fathers out there as well who are helping their kids and helping them with their businesses and taking it to another level.
Thank
Brooklyn, you
you.
had something you wanted to mention.
Yeah. So first off, I just wanted to say, Tiffany, you are a queen, Zoling. You're out here being a boss
Yeah.
entrepreneur, and you're
Thank
not
you.
only out here being a very great role model for your daughter. You know, a lot of young women don't have that. So I salute you for not only making your daughter a part of that dream, but you living and being able to see your business thrive, and not only by yourself but with your daughter as well. So shout outs to you. Before I go, as you guys know, like I said today, I buy from black businesses all the time. As you guys can see, I'm wearing a Grand Slammers t-shirt, Grand Slammers gear. So shout out to Grand Slammers. Check them out on Instagram. I got my boy Dookie, which is creative right here. Make sure you guys check him out on Instagram. Of course, my cousin, his OK Drip, which is O'Shea and Kwame. Love them to the death, or whatever, to the death of me. I also have Divine Beauties. This is where I got my glasses from. Comes in a little package, and she does delivery, guys. She's a young entrepreneur in the game. I think she's 16, doing her thing, and I hit her up. Shout out to Mark Decor. If you guys don't know, you guys want your place, you have a birthday celebration, hit up Mark Decor. Hit up Creative by Rose for your hair. My nails, which is always slayed. Everybody always wants to know where I get it done, which is Nails on Point, which is my sis Shanice. Check her out. Nail Drip by Lex. Sweet Moments, my homegirl Chanel. She does cakes and treats. Also SALK32 also does it as well. Shout out to my homegirl Stace Aretha from Develop Me Youth, who has her own organization that's out here helping the young youth do their thing in the city. And of course, Exotic Kitchen, the Braid Angel. I have to shout you out. She did my hair a couple of times with the I got my hair done from her. And Sauce, and last but not least, O's Kitchen. I definitely have to give a shout out to you guys as well. There's way more, but if you guys follow me, I'll be dropping some gems on my Instagram as well. But make sure you guys check them out.
So Brooklyn, I love that. I love that. I love that, and because it actually also ties into one of the comments that Ashley's Wigs creation on Instagram mentioned. He said that one of the most important things that black businesses need to do is support each other. So you see how you just took the time and made sure you just called out about 30 businesses that you support and that you see out there pushing. Those are the type of things that Ashley's Wigs Creations is talking about. Supporting each other, small businesses supporting each other. You may not be buying the product from that person, but you're supporting them. You know how much people I have had come to me off of referrals, mention a person's name, and I'm saying, snap, that person hasn't even got any design work done, but they're sending out the word. So, and it's stuff like what Brooklyn is doing that helps small businesses like me, small businesses like Brazen Beauties. Those are the things that we respect, Brooklyn. Those are the things that we love, and those are the things that we actually want and need from more of our friends and people out there. So again, shout out to
Oh, I
Brooklyn.
forgot. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot one of my homegirls. How could I forget? She does bathing suits. Her name is Exotic Goddess. You guys need to check her out as well. Yeah. So everything that I've mentioned on here, don't get it twisted. I've supported each and every one of them, and I will continue to support them because everything we want in when it comes to customer service, efficiency, when it comes to time management, all that type of things that we're looking for, all these businesses that I have stated today are that. Period. Point
All
blank.
right.
Period. So
So
You
before we
know,
go,
say, hold on. You know, say Brooklyn, you never pay for them ad there, you know.
no,
what?
you see, pandemic show, yeah, right now we are getting free advertisement them, so you're good, Jada, man.
Listen, buddy. You
Right,
know how
right
much
now
we've
is
been
a
paying for
support.
your outfit?
All right, so before we go, I want again the topic: what do Black businesses need to do to support each other? I want everybody to give words of wisdom, advice, either to Black businesses or to the people out there, all the viewers. Words of advice: one sentence, two sentences. Jada, we'll start with you. Then we'll go Tiffany, and then Brooklyn, and I'll give a couple words.
Yeah, just be creative. Be creative. Think of your audience, your demographic, business owners, and do what you have to do to ensure that your customer service is exquisite.
Exactly, Brooklyn.
um, Jesus, come back to me. Sorry,
All
because
right.
I
I
had
know.
it.
I know you kind of mentioned it before. You kind of wrapped up everything. You said customer service and things like that. But we'll get back
Well,
to
Yeah,
that.
because it's the
We'll
customer
get back
service.
to that.
Okay, my advice. Okay, my advice is just to all these. Okay, this is okay. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. But my advice is, especially these people who are asking people for deposits. I'm just giving you guys a word of advice because a lot of Black businesses that are coming up, nail techs, lash techs, all these hairstylists and stuff like that. Even though you went on YouTube, you're not really certified, but you're doing your thing. I totally understand. One thing I can say is when you guys take people's deposit and in your little bio where you guys say if somebody comes late, you guys will be charging them an extra $10 or $15. My word advice to you is when I reach there, you better not have nobody sitting in your chair because that 50, if I arrive early and that person is sitting in the chair and I have to wait, I want to know what you're going to give me back if I still have to wait 15 to 20 minutes because a lot of these people are asking you for deposits and then when you get there you're waiting on them. So my thing is you guys just need to do better when it comes to that, period. So
All
yeah.
right. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Tiffany.
Period. Period.
Tiffany. Words of advice to either business owners or to the people out there or to the people watching.
Well, to my business owners, just keep doing what you do. You know what I mean? Just don't stop, don't quit, don't be discouraged. It might happen, but you got to do what you got to do for you to make it successful. And to the people who try to support business owners in their way, tag a picture, share a post. You know what I mean? Um, a little goes a long way. Share a post. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
makes
That's
sense.
all.
And I kind of agree with that as well. I'm gonna kind of tie it along with what you guys have mentioned as well. Words of advice that I would give to business owners: do your best to do your best to make your business look the best, right? Whether you're selling a product or whether you're selling a service, everything you do, whether you're replying to a text message, on an answering machine, whether you don't like how they initiated that conversation, take a second, take a breather, and respond accordingly, right? Your business is a reflection of yourself. Just because your customer is rude doesn't mean you have to be rude back. Let them be rude and you show them how things are supposed to be. You know what I mean? So just things like that. Have an open mind, look on all angles, and as everybody said, work on customer service. Make sure your timing is up to par. And again, whether black business or white business or non-black business, make sure you're at par with the competition or above the competition. Because if you're trying to be the best then you're not really looking at the color of who's underneath you, right? So business owners, do your best no matter what, and take all feedback into consideration. All feedback,
Yes, and
whether you
yes,
like
and
it
in
or not.
Jamaican restaurants, smile, ladies and gentlemen. If nobody has said it before, my Mount Giant church, smile. My saying is, if you don't like your job, quit. We never asked you to be there. So, and on top of that, when I want my extra oxtail, when I buy oxtail, please don't count the oxtail. Make sure my thing is full up, like what Jada Man said. If I'm paying $13, $14, $15 for my
Pull
oxtail,
up.
I need to get my $13, $14, or $15 worth. The Chinese
Yeah.
people them don't count how much chicken wings or how much this and that. They full it up. So I need you
Hold
to
on,
do the
hold on,
same. Make sure
hold
the
on.
gravy
Me just
dead
want,
there.
me just want make you know. When I go and order the spring roll them from the Chinese restaurant,
They
them
count
count,
it.
them
They count
county.
it.
Me just want
No,
make
they
you know.
count it,
The
but
chicken.
listen, the
On that
Chinese
note,
people them count. They count it with grace. With our black people,
That's true.
they
That's
do it
true.
angry.
That's
They're just angry all the time. I
and
want my oxtail. I want
people,
my oxtail.
on that note, it's all about the viewpoints.
Yeah.
Thank you to our special guest Tiffany from Brazen Beauties for joining the panel.
Tiffany!
Do remember to
Thanks for
like and
having me.
subscribe at VuPointz on all social media platforms. We're here on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and Instagram. Check out Brazen Beauties Toronto on Instagram. It's the Viewpoints. We'll be back next week. Share the link, share the link, share
Brooklyn,
the
honey.
link.